Hello and welcome back to this new puzzle. Today we are going to look at Australian dollar and USD dollar technical analysis. Following the yesterday movement that we saw on this part of the structure, I'm going to show you what happened during that moment of time. It was during the news event when the US released the data related to consumer price index ex food and energy for July, and also yearly consumer price index on yearly. On the first one we saw that the previous data was reported as 0.7, consensus was 0.5, and we can see that it came out at 0.3. On the other hand, it was expected 6.1, and the CPI came out 5.9, and it was also 5.9 in the previous month. Usually these indicators, the higher the number, the better it is for the currency, so USD increases value, and when this number is lower, it decreases value. However, we have seen during this month that nothing is working properly, so we don't have to rely too much on those data. So we have also to go on the other part of the structure and to look at what is happening on the charts right now. So we need the combination of both technical and fundamental perspective. What I shared yesterday, it was this idea about USD, Australian dollar, with two potential scenarios that I was looking at. The first one that had the higher odds, and as we can see, price moved higher. We can see the bounce here. After we press the button, we see price increases value, and the next one was definitely invalidated. However, let's go in details and let's look what actually happened on Australian dollar and USD dollar. This is the monthly chart that we are going to look at. Look at the candles, how the price was actually developing. So these are the candles. This is showing that the market is showing a lot of support from the lower part of the structure. And let's make it visible why that happened. I'm going to connect the candles, the wicks of the candles, and if we look at this zone, you are going to look at that we had first support, we had support in this area, and we had also support. All of this area is approximately 230 pips, so it's not so big, let's say. When the price began the reaction and this candle was closed, this was the first sign for us that the market was ready to change direction or probably to make any correction. So let's break it down on the weekly time frame and let's see what is happening on the weekly time frame. On the bigger picture, we can see that price came down as an ABC pattern in this way. Here we have the bigger wave. Despite the fact that this is going to be up and down, this is something normal. If you are going to look at also the composition of the pattern, these patterns are moving in impulsive ways by creating this type of movements. We see the correction and another movement down. What is also surprising on the weekly chart is that price completed also another smaller ABC pattern. These are not perfect ABCD patterns. These are corrective patterns, as you can see by nature. So what we are anticipating right now is that we can see another movement that can be something like this. So this is the bigger scenario. I'm going to break it down our expectations right now, what I'm expecting. Look at how interesting is this part. Just let's point this out. The first weekly candle closed bullish, sorry. Very strong price reaction. After that we have the second week that happened. This was a bullish week. We have the two consecutive weeks that the price is moving in correction, and here we are on the actual week that price made this bounce here. All of this candle is a very nice bullish candle. We will see the close of the week, how this candle will be closed during this week. If you see the previous price performance, when price closed like this type of candles, we saw another bearish candle and another one later. So I'm expecting the same movement to happen, but we need to wait and see how the price will close the actual candle. So this is going to be for the close of this week. Let's break it down right now on the daily time frame. And on the daily time frame, this is looking very interesting as well. Look at where we are. I'm going to delete this. And here we are in one of our scenarios. This was the first part of the pattern, and we had also the next part of the pattern. However, it is not so visible in this way. The candles are looking bullish. So we had the first movement that was before. This is our correction, and now we are anticipating the next bullish movement. It looks very interesting. Let's break it down on the 4-hour time frame. And I will explain also why we had those two possibilities for the price to create that movement. So during the yesterday scenario, price was in this chart, and we were looking at for two potential movements. This was the potential movement one, and this was the second here. Why all of this happened and this had the odds for the bullish movement? Let's go on the other side of the pattern, and we are going to look at that we already had another bullish pattern here. It was looking very interesting, and this was adding the chances for the bullish movement, for the chances that we had on this movement. The problem is that if price was going to came out with other data, if you can see, all of this is a type of pattern that was creating this type of movement before coming down. So it is not a rounded top or a rounded bottom, but the way how it was creating, it was looking something like that. Also, this pattern, despite the fact that it was a bit higher, it could have come and we could have seen the price to retest the lower part of the structure before the next bullish movement again. So overall the price is was expected to change, but also the bearish movement had higher chances of happening in that situation. So this is why I was looking at for the bullish movement. The triangle was looking very good as well. It had the proportion, but we need to be careful all the time, and we are going to look at what is happening right now. So we can see price broke out from the structure, a very nice breakout. What we can expect is that, considering the low volume in the market, we can see any correction these days. I'm not expecting the price to bounce faster. It is in line with Euro USD that I explained on the previous analysis, and this is the potential movement that I'm actually expecting for Australian dollar and USD dollar. In my opinion, this should be the maximum expectation for the short term. I don't see any reason for the price to keep moving higher. After the price will reach 0.7260, we need to evaluate all the movement because the price can come down again before it moves higher, or probably we need to see if price is going to keep the bullish steam to create something as a continuation pattern, and after that it can keep moving higher. If I'm going to increase the higher time frame with moving higher, I mean that the price should test as minimum the top of the structure that we were before. So for the moment, just let's focus on this movement. Let's see for correction, and the price should continue to increase more for approximately Just let's measure it from the base of the structure, because the price should come there. It should be a movement of 200 points. This is what I'm expecting on Australian dollar and USD dollar. So hope you guys enjoyed this analysis. Please don't forget to subscribe and press the like button for more future contents. Thank you. Bye bye.